The other day I drew myself a map so I can figure out your head. The canvas stripped with my sweat, blood, and tears.
Hey, welcome to Glasswerk, first of all. How's it going, Rome? You alright? Yeah, good, thank you. My first question for you is was it hard stepping into the shoes of Sublime? Was that a hard thing for you?
You know,
Right.
like having the balls to fucking do it. But, knowing the guys for a couple of years, you know, it made it a lot easier to jump into it, you know. But yeah, the hard part was the first show, you know.
Yeah.
I'd never been to a concert with 20,000 people, let alone, you know,
I played one, yeah.
So just to see all those people out there, it was like, oh my God. But after that one, man, it was just kind of like, okay, you're getting the hang of it, you know. And then the more I did it, the more stage, you know, became a little more like second home, you know. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna, because I read somewhere that Sublime was like one of the first songs you learned. Like you learned a Sublime song first. Like was the first thing you learned.
I'd always been a listener, you know. Like I liked music, I like reggae and hip hop predominantly. But when I heard Sublime, that was like my first introduction towards like punk rock. You know, for my age, you know. And then I just kind of went backwards, you know. I was like, okay, I love these guys. What inspired these guys, you know? The Bad Brains, Minor Threat, you know, all the good shit, you know. And Sublime took me from being like a listener to, you know, hey, Mom, I want a guitar, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was because of them that, you know, I even became a musician.
Yeah. Do you find that then this is like a dream sort of like one of those boxes you're gonna just go like tick like
this is fucking crazy,
awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
The first show I ever went to as a child was the Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah.
You know? So to circle back, you know, I'm here with like my favorite band at the Vans Warped Tour. The cameras are on me. I mean, this is, you know, every day it never gets it never gets old.
It's
you know?
not. It's still like on the seventh. Never quit
crazy,
something.
Man.
Yeah, that's a good way to be though. I suppose that gives you a little bit more like excitement about everything.
Totally, man. I mean, the moment, you know, like he's apologizing, you know, we're having to wait and all this shit. It's like, dude, I used to fucking like make coffee for a living. Like, you know how shitty that was, dude? I will wait in this fucking crowded room all day if you guys want to talk about music. You know, that's the business.
So, in terms of sort of like newer material, is it easy to work with the guys, like on sort of creation sort of side of thing? And
yeah, I mean, you know, Eric, the bass player, he's like a musical genius. Like he plays every instrument, you know, and he comes up with these really great parts. And you know, the hard part of our songwriting is getting them all the ideas together and making a tangible song.
Yeah.
But luckily, that's where I kind of am strong at, is, you know, taking, that's a great thing, let's put that over here and put that over here, and then, you know, he'll just swap them all around and then bam, we have a song. You know, that's the cool creative part I like about us writing songs, is that he's very, very, very open-minded and explores many different genres.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just kind of sit back and just watch sometimes, like watch the magic. You know, the dude's crazy.
And what about you've just started working with John Freeze as well?
Josh Freeze, yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, that's all good. He's incredible.
Yeah, what's it like working with him? 'Cause he's done a lot of stuff. Like his back catalog is ridiculous.
He's like the nicest guy in the world, man. He's like to be on the road with him is such a pleasure, you know, because he's so like he's fucking hilarious, but he's so you know, punctual and so like cool, which is hard for drummers, you know, like for some reason, you know, and so easy to work with. And man, it's a great thing, man. It's been a blessing having him in the band, and you know, we're very excited to, you know, be able to say that he's a permanent member within the group. So you know.
That's a definite thing now. He's
yeah. We'll be going in the studio and writing the whole record together, you know, all of us. So
do you think that sort of the punctuality of him comes from being a session musician and knowing he's got to turn up on time, otherwise he's not got the key?
Sure, man. If he wasn't Josh Freeze, he wouldn't be on time like that, man.
What are your plans for future releases? Like, what have you got going on, like, for the future?
Well, I just finished up a solo record with Atlantic Records that I'm planning to drop on in April 2014.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that, and then simultaneously, as you know, I'm working my record. Sublime is going to be in the studio, and we're going to be working on our new record coming out. Top 15.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because your set list sort of combine sort of old stuff and new stuff.
Yeah.
Is new stuff that's the direction you're going, and you're going to are you going to? Well, I wouldn't say phase out, but you're going to like get to a point where new stuff is most important.
Well, here's the thing with a band like Sublime, like they have lots of songs, lots of, like, you know, plenty of albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of like fan favorites and like cult classic songs, you know. So we have tons of shit to pick from, tons of great songs to choose from. We only have one new record of our own, so you know, it makes trying to, you know, do both, it's like, yeah, but if we do this amount of songs, we're leaving out all these good ones. So
yeah, absolutely.
As you know, the band progresses and we create, you know, more and more music, I think we'll have much more of a selection to be able to play with. But as of now, the set is predominantly the legacy set because, you know, just by how many songs they have. You know?
Absolutely. I just wanted to quickly talk about some of the other stuff that you got involved in. You play a lot with the Dirty Heads, though, like as you guys are around a lot together.
Yeah.
And you featured on, you co-wrote one of their most popular songs, "Lay Me Down" with them. What's your relationship like with them? Are you like?
they're like my brothers, man.
Right.
Yeah, we've known each other for like probably like 6 years now or something like that, and you know, we both were kind of. I mean, they were way above me, obviously, but when that song hit, like it catapulted us both to a level that neither of us had been, and then you know, we were friends before that, and then went through that whole journey, and then now we're, you know, the post of that, like the next fucking let's get the next big song, you know. We're still remain very, very tight friends. So
are you like always looking out for moments where you can talk together and like get on the same bills and things like that?
Oh, dude, any time I can, you know. I mean, you know how it goes. Like we got agents and managers and all that shit who deal with most of that stuff, but. Anytime, you know, I can catch wind of something, or when they can catch wind. I mean, we always love to go on tour together. We love to be on the road together, you know, be in the studio together even. So I've always been in the studio with them, helping them, you know, with songs and stuff. And Jared helps me out with some of my stuff sometimes. So, you know, it's a very mutual giving relationship, so to speak.
I have I'm not sure how true this is. I read it, but then you can never really believe what you read on the internet. Did you have a part in Enrique Iglesias' 10th studio album?
Yeah. I'm a songwriter for the majority of the album, really.
Right,
some production on it as well.
What was the experience like for that? I mean, that's a completely different world I expect to the one you're in now.
I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, I just signed up for this whole game just to do music. You know what I mean? So I don't care about any of the genres. Or, you know, I have songs on Selena Gomez's record. I got stuff, you know, with B.O.B. I've done stuff with Jennifer Lopez, you know, so it's all just music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I go into the studio with the artists, I really try to like do the opposite of what everyone does, which is channel them. I'm just like, I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
They're like the shit that I bring, you know, whether it's good or not is, you know, totally objectionable, but me, I feel like, you know, I am that rocker dude with the tattoos in the room, kind of bringing this, you know, kind of edge, but this real songwriting, you know, like workmanship to a Hollywood studio, you know, and I think that's where the contrast really sits in so cool with these huge pop acts. So we're able to do some, you know, great work because I know where they come from, you know, and they respect where I come from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, you know, it has to be a mutual thing, but I love it, man. I love going in the studio and working with all different kinds of artists just as much as I love going in and doing my own stuff. Maybe not as much, but.
Was there anyone that surprised you, man? Like any artist you were like, oh, I did not expect them to be like that at all? Like,
actually, Enrique.
Yeah?
Dude, like that guy is possibly one of the coolest guys I've ever met in the music industry.
Yeah?
You know, and he works fucking hard for his music. He's in there until 6 a.m. with us every day, and, you know, and like, that's not what you get from most artists.
Yeah,
you know, like they're so busy doing all the other shit of being an artist, you know, that the actual studio time, you know, they'd rather have polished, great songs coming from dudes like me sent to them. They cut them in the studio, and bam, their album's done in a month. You know what I mean? But when an artist, you know, who has sold over 50 million fucking records and they're still in the studio caring about their next record just like they did their first one, I mean, those are artists that, you know, are artists, superstars, you know?
Absolutely. I have only one last question. I mean, I could talk to you for all day, man. Like, I just keep going over this. But I know it's early days, but so far, what's been your favorite thing about Warped Tour this time around?
My favorite thing about Warped Tour this time around would probably be the fact that, you know, we're a part of it in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, like that's, you know, that's a big deal for my personal merit. You know what I mean? Like I can go to bed at night and be like, yeah, I did Warped Tour in the UK. You know, that was rad. I mean, you know, because it is like a monumental point for any young rock musician, especially, you know, like growing up in my generation. So to be able to be, you know, on a headlining stage, you know, headlining it, you know, in the UK, you know, like the birthplace of like my favorite band, The Clash, like, dude, this is like super big deal to me.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. All right, well, it's an absolute pleasure talking to you, man. As I say,
Likewise,
could have gone all day, but we've probably got things
Thanks,
to do.
Man.
But
Appreciate
it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
No worries,
Cheers,
man.
guys.
Take it or leave it, cause I'm really leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye.